I move that the question be now put.
Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I just thought I'd take the opportunity to respond to a couple of matters that have been raised during the debate. And the first of them, I hate to say, is that I am going to disappoint some colleagues in the House in that I have been unable to discover the exact date in 1867 that the Royal Society began. But I do undertake, as this debate carries on, I will endeavour to do that. Well, the problem, Mr Power, is I turn around and I look for my officials and they're not there. That's right. But we are going to resolve that issue before we complete our deliberations. What I can tell members in the research that I have been doing in the meantime is that the Alexander Turnbull Library holds the proceedings of the transactions and proceedings of the Royal Society from 1868 to 1961. Hence why I've been unable to discover what happened in 1867. But that is obviously a rare collection. It includes statements and transactions from William Colenso, from Ernest Rutherford, from Mr Hocken, so a very esteemed group of people. Mr Chair, the two matters I wanted to respond to were around the structure of the Royal Society, because there has been some allusion during the debate to the organisations who perhaps within the Society weren't as happy about the changes being proposed here and outlined in the preamble as others were. So to briefly recap, the categories of membership of the Society are set out in Section 9 of the 1997 Act, which is mentioned in the preamble. And the highest level of membership is to be a Fellow of the Royal Society, and there are currently, at the time of the introduction of the bill, 374 Fellows and 56 Honorary Fellows. So it is an esteemed form of membership of the organisation and an important part of how the Royal Society operates. Ordinary membership of the Society is also open to anybody who thinks that they can subscribe to the objectives of the Society, which we've run through already, Mr Chair, and who pays a fee. They also have to have a university degree or 3 years professional experience within a field designated by the Council of Society. So that's to be an ordinary member of the Royal Society. You've got to either have a degree or have a professional experience within a designated field of the Society. There are approximately 1,200 ordinary members of the Society, so it's quite a large part of it. But the bit that I want to respond to specifically, Mr Chair, with some noise on my right here, what I specifically want to respond to is around the question of the regional constituent organisations, because as my colleague Charles Chevelle mentioned, the original establishment of the Royal Society actually incorporated the 4 existing societies that were working in the area of science in New Zealand. And one of the submissions that came to the Select Committee, Mr Chair, was from the Royal Society of New Zealand Wellington branch. And the Wellington branch in its submission noted that it could, Mr Power, in fact trace its history back to 1851. So that, in fact, obviously predating the Royal Society itself by some 16 years. So clearly you can understand why the Royal Society of New Zealand Wellington branch would be concerned about changes, because I think they feel themselves that as a constituent organisation they have in fact been in existence longer than the overall organisation. And so the Wellington branch did put in their concerns to the Select Committee. Those concerns were largely around what they described as the potential for the dilution of the promotion and advancement of science, including the social sciences and technology, by the introduction of the humanities. And they themselves noted that the branch has resources are quite stretched, merely servicing the current objects of the Society, let alone by bringing some others in. And obviously that's a philosophical difference, and as a regional constituent organisation they are part of the Royal Society, but they also have their own identity. And I think it is important to note that that is a particular type of membership, and I think as we were going through the debate earlier on, perhaps people weren't as clear as they might have been about the fact that there are these different types of membership within the ruling body. I'm glad I'm holding the attention of the government members, Mr. Chair. So it is important to know that the 1997 Act also had changes which the Wellington branch had some concerns about. Now, Mr. Chair, I won't take too much long, but I do just want to refer to the other issue that the Wellington branch raised, which was around the consultation that was undertaken in terms of Mr. Chair.
Grant Robertson.
Around the consultation that was undertaken in terms of the changes that are contained in this bill. And I do think it's important to note, and I also note Mr. Peachey's earlier comments in this regard, that this process has been underway for some time. It did begin in 2008 within the Royal Society, and as I said in my earlier call, the Society is now operating in close consultation with the humanities, so we're not holding up their actual work here in the House today, but we are thoroughly debating what is an important issue. So their concern was that there hadn't been sufficient consultation. Well, within the submission made to the Select Committee by the Royal Society itself, they noted that in March 2009 the Council resolved to work with the Humanities Council. From there it went to the Academy, which, as we've already discussed, is the scientific peak scientific body within the Royal Society. They had a process of consultation. It went to a Fellows AGM in November 2009, and then from there was discussed by the Honorary Fellows as well, and then back to the Council on the 26th of November 2009. So there was quite a thorough consultation process, and I do understand that the Wellington branch was concerned by that, but I think the submission would indicate that they should be satisfied. So, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to make reference to those two matters that had been raised by other members around the structure of the Society and indeed the process that's been gone through to bring us to the stage we are here now. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Simon Power.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the question be now put.
I'm not kidding. The members that are seeking a closure need to show a bit more decorum when the debate is on. Who have not had? Brendan Burns.